I truly, in my heart of hearts, think that this is just alcohol. And this is just somebody who is belligerently drunk, losing his mind. Because I have seen people like this. He drank 2 bottles. He mixed brown liquor with white liquor. He did vodka and Hennessy. 2 bottles. Himself. You don't think that he's going to act a damn fool if somebody poked him the wrong way?
Pascal.
And it's pretty crazy in my personal opinion. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see people out here that are not that are having issues, that are having mental health issues, and some of us, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like this is just alcohol infused, or alcohol. There's some sort of involvement with heavy consumption of alcohol. All right, for someone to let's just say take what is going on with them to that next specific level. And there is this NFL star, football star by the name of Richard Sherman. He was arrested yesterday because of a domestic dispute that he was having at his family's home. And we got to look at this particular story right here, because it's crazy. In this 911 call, we're going to listen to the audio here in a second. The caller, which she, of course, identifies herself as his wife, says that the NFL star, Richard Sherman, was threatening to take his own life. All right. So let's get into this article really quick. A 911 caller says Richard Sherman drank 2 bottles of hard alcohol. They haven't said what kind of alcohol he was drinking, and was threatening to take his own life before he was arrested on Wednesday. New police audio obtained by TMZ Sports reveals. In the call, which is 4 minutes in length, a woman who ID'd herself as Sherman's wife told dispatch the NFL star was drunk and belligerent and threatening to, I got to, of course, censor myself, take his own life. The woman was frantic, breathing heavily and speaking quickly, and was pleading for the dispatch to send officers to her home in Washington right away. She says, "I need officers here now." The woman can be heard saying on the call, "He is trying to leave now. In the house, he's being aggressive, or he was being aggressive. He was wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to take his own life. He has sent text messages to people saying that he's going to hang himself." Okay. Now we have the audio right here, straight from TMZ Sports themselves. So let's take a listen to this ourselves.
911, what are you reporting?
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and belligerent. He's threatening to kill himself.
Stop. What's the address? Are there any weapons? Stop.
No, there's no gun. I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are no weapons.
You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited.
I need officers here now.
What's he doing that you think he's going to harm himself?
He's being aggressive. He has sent text messages. I took the keys out. They're in your car. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself. He's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking.
Okay, wait. Say that again.
He has no weapon.
He says if the police show up,
he said if the police show up, that he'll try to fight them. So they need to understand that he is.
Okay. Listen, just what's your phone number there? Okay, and has it been physical with anybody there? You said he's trying to fight your uncle?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
How has it been physical?
He just tried to fight him.
Okay, trying to fight somebody and actually being
yes,
physical
is
2 different
things.
How has it been physical?
Wait a second. I'm sorry. I don't mean to pause this really quick, but are you all listening to this? Is this what a 911 dispatcher is supposed to be sounding like?
The first time hearing it like that, she's very
aggressive.
productive and counterproductive. Yeah,
It's counterproductive, and it's almost like she's being very condescending in a way. She's just like, whoa. Like in the very beginning, the wife, Sherman's wife, is trying to tell them that the man is not armed, that he's an unarmed black man. Isn't that crazy how much she has to emphasize that nowadays because she doesn't want her husband shot and killed? Let's just be straight funky on that really quick.
Yep.
But the dispatcher is trying to talk over her, and I get it that the dispatcher is trying to get the information so that she can send out the appropriate first responders, etc. But at the same time, why are you? And I don't know. I just feel like this is a very unorthodox of a procedure. Were you gonna say? Were you gonna say something, David?
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I pretty much agree. Like what T said, you don't usually hear this, but it has happened before. I mean, dispatchers have actually been fired for hanging up on people calling for help just because they're too rude to them for some reason or whatever. Right. So unfortunately, this isn't unheard of, but obviously the dispatcher is just messing up here. She wants the woman to do what she says instead of getting the information, because she's trying to tell her the answers to her questions. She's just not giving her a chance.
Right.
So, I mean, unfortunately, this is something that sometimes happens with dispatchers where they're more self-concerned than concerned about the crime being called in.
I mean, for me, this is like, I don't know. This is beyond me, to be really honest. I just don't get why this dispatcher is not letting this woman speak. And then, of course, what she's saying, the wife, she's saying very important information, because nowadays, when they do call for a mental health issue or a domestic dispute of some sort, these cops come in guns blazing and start shooting guys down, even when the guy doesn't even have a weapon on him. So she's saying, which is sad because we live in this world now, where Sherman's wife has to go out of her way to say, hey, yo, I need you guys to know that my husband is unarmed. He is drunk and belligerent, and he's angry. And yes, he's violent. He's being aggressive, but he's not armed. And she can't even get that out in the very beginning of this phone call, this 911 call. Let's continue. There's still a little bit left.
He's pulling out now. He's trying to leave. He's fucking leaving in the Maybach.
What kind of car?
It's a 2016 black Mercedes BBB3425. Richard, please stop.
Boy. Hello.
BBB3425. Richard, please stop.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll that back again. One more time. No, seriously, I want you guys to hear that type of the interaction that just happened. Who is this dispatcher? I want to know. Like, seriously, I want to know who the hell is this dispatcher? Hold up.
Richard, please stop.
Boy. Hello.
BBB3425. Richard, please stop. Please stop.
Is that a sedan, SUV?
It's just a black sedan Mercedes SUV.
Okay.
He's not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off.
What do you mean you cut it off?
I cut the gate. We live behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like a fucking emergency. I need officers here
listen
now.
to me. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
There's more. I'm pausing this for dramatic effect here real quick. Did you hear this? Are you hearing how this dispatcher is handling this situation? Real talk. Are you hearing this?
Condescending, unprofessional. She's not empathetic at all.
This is unbelievable. Breon, what do you think about this, man?
I think she shouldn't have a job. Just as a person who serves vulnerable adults, I'm just really shocked that she thinks it's okay to speak to people like this who are in distress. She is the dispatch. She has the ability to maintain her composure, and she has the due diligence to maintain her composure. People will be in frantic situations. People will be upset. They will be angry. And it's the dispatcher's job to reassure the individual that help is on the way, and to take as much information. And if the person's not calm, they should be exercising some psychological first aid. They shouldn't be amping the situation and causing more stress. And I'm just really sad for the situation, because while she's wasting time being angry and being condescending, this woman keeps giving her a play-by-play of what's going on when there could be help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you 100% on that. What are you going to say, David?
Seems like to me she's more concerned with pretty much deciding what she wants to tell the police instead of just sharing the information about the situation as it is. So, I mean, she's obviously disregarding the people in distress. Doesn't seem to care what's actually happening there. She just wants to decide which story she wants to tell the police, which is some of these situations we've seen in the past where people have been shot unnecessarily, unarmed or whatever.
Absolutely.
It has been in times because dispatchers will basically lie or extrapolate information that's not there, saying that they could be armed and dangerous, even though that they're warning them that if you're aggressive, he's a suicide. He's got problems going on. But no, she just wants to tell the police how to react based on her view. She doesn't want to actually relay this information to the police when it's most useful.
Yeah, and I get it that, when it comes to a 911 call, you're the dispatcher, you're trying to get the information that you need, you're trying to get the most information out of the situation so that you can tell the cops or a fire department or, the paramedics what they're about to walk into. And I get that part. But that's exactly what this woman what Sherman's wife is trying to do, which is telling her every single thing, play by play, on what's going on. And this dispatcher is not even giving two damns about what this woman is actually saying. She's giving her literally bullet points of very important information, and she's not listening. And of course, this woman is frantic because her husband is literally losing his mind, getting into a car and trying to drive off. And of course, she's trying to do everything she can to have a conversation on the phone with the dispatcher and also try to de-escalate Richard Sherman's anger and try to stop him from getting in the car and doing something crazy like drive into the gates or drive into the house, etc. But let's continue. We got a little bit left. Let's continue.
Okay, but what I'm
not going to slow help down. Talking to me is not going to slow help down.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me roll that back just a tiny bit.
Listen to me. This is not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off.
There we go.
What do you mean you cut it off?
I cut the gate. We live behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like a fucking emergency. I need officers here
listen
now.
To me. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
Okay, but what I'm
not going to slow help down. Talking to me is not going to slow help down.
Okay, well, what I need to know is that he
What's your name?
My name is Ashley Sherman.
Do you know what his date of birth is?
3/30/88.
Okay, slow down so I can understand you. What's the date of birth?
March 30th, 1988.
Does anybody need an ambulance there? You said it was physical.
No, we don't need an ambulance.
Okay. And he does not have any weapons or access to weapons?
No.
Okay, and how much has he had to drink tonight?
2 bottles.
2 bottles of what?
Now, a vodka and Hennessy.
Okay, hard alcohol.
It's alcohol. He's intoxicated.
Okay, sir. I'm only going to talk to one person, so please put the phone
Look,
down and talk to Ashley.
Look, okay, is the sheriff on the way?
Okay, listen, it's over on dispatch, okay? Talking to me is not going to slow anything else down.
Wow. Who is this person?
Yeah, she sucks.
Who is this person, man? Hold up. We got 10 more seconds. Hold on. I want to listen to the rest of this. Hold on before we put in our commentary. Hold on.
Fucking get killed, bro. Like,
I'm rolling it back.
Okay, I'll let you off the line.
Hold on.
Talking to me is not going to slow anything else down.
There we go. Wait, talking to her. Okay. That's the whole point of calling her and talking to her so that somebody can come there to slow things down. But hold on, let me just hear the rest of this. We got 9 seconds left. Hold on.
Someone fucking get killed, bro. Like,
Okay, I'll let you off the line. The officers have the information.
Okay. So there's that piece. Okay? There's that piece. And of course we're gonna put in our 2 cents here about that. That dispatch was trash. That whole 911 dispatch was trash. Now, here's the thing. In my mind, you're listening to the audio, right? We're listening to the phone call. There is no way. I mean, I would think that this woman, this dispatcher, would not know whether this Richard Sherman's wife is white or black or whatever, right? So we can't automatically think that this is a black or white thing. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, personally, I don't even know what Richard Sherman's wife looks like, to be really honest, okay? This is a dispatcher that probably just treats every phone call just like this. Just like this. An equal opportunist. I don't want to curse. You see what I'm saying? Jerk. How's that? An equal opportunist jerk. Someone who just obviously does not take their job that seriously, or really likes to have control over situations rather than actually get the information and the information and the details that the first responders really do need to have. Okay? So here's the thing. I am going to show you guys the Doorcam video, the front door of Richard Sherman trying to go into his house. It's actually his in-laws' house. He's trying to break into his in-laws' house. And you tell me if his wife did the wrong thing by giving the information that she was trying to give on that 911 call. Take a look at this, y'all. Just take a look at this. Let's go.
Come through, bitch. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through, right? Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through. Come through, right?
I'm pausing it for a second because I want to ask you guys something. So you're telling me that's only vodka and Hennessy that's going on in his body right now? Do you think that maybe Sherman's wife did the right thing by giving that dispatcher the important information that he was unarmed? Because if she didn't, he'd probably be dead right now. But that 911 dispatcher did not give two damns about that information. She was too busy wanting to have control over the phone call rather than hearing the information that wife was giving the dispatcher. Don't worry, we're going to keep playing it. Let's go.
Come through. Come through. Come through. I can fuck about what you're saying. You remove the door. That shit cute from behind the door. Come through. That shit real cute. Come through, Ray. Come through. Come through.
And that's it, y'all. That's it. Now, we definitely got to talk about this, okay? Because now some people are sitting here saying this could be CTE. This could be a lot of different things that are going on in him. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's CTE. I really don't think it is. I truly, in my heart of hearts, think think that this is just alcohol. And this is just somebody who is belligerently drunk, losing his mind. Because I have seen people like this. He drank 2 bottles. He mixed brown liquor with white liquor. He did vodka and Hennessy. 2 bottles. Himself. You don't think that he's going to act a damn fool if somebody poked him the wrong way? I'm not sitting here saying that CTE is not real or is that it's a fake thing or whatever. No, I do believe that it's real, but I can't automatically just think that, oh, because he's a football player and he's losing his mind, that, oh, it's CTE. Nah. I literally think straight up that alcohol can be one hell of a drug. It can make you feel like you're on top of the world, or it can make you feel really depressed, or it can make you feel really, sexy, or it can make you want to fight. Just depends on the day, depends on your mood, and all that. Clearly something was going on way before this that sparked off, because he was saying, come on out, bro. He was talking to somebody else. He wasn't talking to his wife. He must have been talking to one of the in-laws. Real talk. They were probably kicking it, having a little bit too much fun, and he lost his ish. I'm going to throw it around. Ladies first, though. Breon, what are your thoughts on this?
I was sitting here wondering if it was CTE. I don't know enough about Richard Sherman to ask. I guess I would have to research more to see if this has been habitual behavior, that he's exhibited, or if things have gotten progressively worse, or if this was just a one-off. So it's really hard for me to say. I think that she did the right thing by calling, but I think that, once again, I still think the dispatcher mishandled how to approach it. But I was curious about CTE. I think that was what was playing through my mind, but I don't know enough about the person or their history or background to really feel comfortable in saying, oh, it could be this. I'm just more curious.
Like I said, I am actually curious about it too. I'm not going to sit here and throw it all the way out, throw it out the window. I'll leave it on the table, the option of CTE. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm like, I don't know. You mix those two things together, man. Like, you drinking vodka and Hennessy, you about to start a riot. I'm sorry. You about to be up to no good that night if you're mixing both of them together like that. For a fact he woke up with a really bad hangover, like a tremendously bad hangover the next day. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen people, like, when they drink too much tequila. You see what I'm saying? We see people who get into fights all the time when they had way too much liquor. That happens. That happens. I just feel like it can't automatically be CTE. Oh, it's CTE because he plays football. Nah, man. There's plenty of dudes that used to play football back in the day that start fights at clubs and shoot up the place. So we're just going to say it's CTE too? I don't know. I would love to give this dude the benefit of the doubt, but for me, I'm not with it. I'm not with the CTE. I just really think that alcohol can be very dangerous if you do not play with it right. David.
I don't know much about CTE and how it affects people, so I'm not really going to talk on that. If it's a possibility or not, I just don't know. But I have seen people that are highly drunk act similar, especially if they're depressed or an angry person. So I could see this just being alcohol, especially if he drank 2 full bottles of liquor. That's a lot to put down. And from what I've noticed, when people put down that much, they kind of just lose control of their entire personality and behavior. If they mix that with the fact that he's already depressed, I assume he's depressed if he's threatening to remove himself. Because, that's obviously something that comes more with depression than anything else. So ultimately, though, I think the wife was trying to do what she needed to because she knows how the police will respond. And we've seen this multiple times over the past few weeks, in fact, where they will call the police to help somebody and then they just shoot them when they need help. Like the yesterday when the cop pushed the guy to the ground and murdered him by shooting him in the throat, for instance.
Michael Chad
yes.
Brian Holt. Yep.
It's just it's one thing you have to be aware of. The police are dangerous. They don't always work the way they're supposed to because a lot of the people involved with the police shouldn't be there in the first place. But ultimately, I think she was trying to give out the important information, but the person on the dispatcher, I don't know if she was just inexperienced or she just didn't care whatsoever, but it was like the woman calling her was begging her to do her job and giving out the relevant information instead of the less relevant information, like her phone number, which the dispatcher already has because it shows up when they call them. Things like that. They're asking for information they don't need while she's trying to tell them what the actual situation is. The woman was either an idiot or just new in her job and an idiot, but she should be fired, obviously. I mean, obviously the person that called her is going to be distressed. That's something they have to deal with. You can't expect people to be calm when their family members are endangered, even if they're trying to be. You're supposed to deal with that. But instead, she seemed like she was angry that she wasn't being treated the way she wanted. And that's why she ended up threatening the entire situation because she was refusing to listen to the information that was relevant to what's actually going on right then. It's like she didn't actually care what was physically going on in the incident. She just, I don't know. I don't know what she really wanted, but she didn't care what was actually happening. And so she couldn't relay that information to the police because she wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah. And that's what's frustrating about, and that's big facts right there, David. And thank you, beautifully said. The thing is that that's the problem with it all. That's their job. Their job is to de-escalate the situation, get information as quickly as possible, so that they can get the proper first responders to the place as quickly as possible. And this woman, I feel, the dispatcher, was too busy trying to have control over the conversation, like she was having an argument with her best friend type of situation, rather than actually trying to find out what the hell is going on so that she can bring the proper authorities there to help assess the situation or help de-escalate the problem. And that's the huge issue here too. One thing I want to point out though too, really, really quick, okay? When we saw the video of him actually ramming his body up against the door, punching the door, et cetera, screaming and everything. I feel like this is something that is, when you see his behavior and what he's doing, to me, I feel that this is a alcohol-infueled rage. That's what I think. I think it's rage that has been infused or fueled by alcohol. That's literally what I see. I don't see somebody who's having a mental break or a mental issue due to CTE of some sort. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a professional, obviously, but when I see something like this, I just see somebody who's just angry and is not thinking straight, not thinking clearly with the whole situation. That's just me. I feel like if it was CTE, I feel like there would have been much more different types of emotions as well involved in that. I feel like he was just a man that was drunk and very mad. That's what I saw. You see what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not a professional. This is just my own personal opinion. T, thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think all of you hit on it pretty well. Pascal, your final point you made about him being angry. Richard Sherman is one of the most polarizing players in the NFL. He's always been a huge trash talker, very verbal, very in your face kind of player, very prideful. One of the best players in the entire league. He has been defensively over his career. So for him to come off angry on the field is normal. He's also very intellectual. He's from I think Stanford University.
Yeah,
which is where he went to school at. So he's a very, very smart guy. Very analytical, and he's very passionate about what he does. Currently, he is not playing football, so this could be the first time in his life where he does feel like he's at a low point. He's currently a free agent. He signed a 3-year deal worth $54 million in 2017. his deal ended I think in March. So him not playing and him not being on the team right now could be a reason why he's not himself. Football starts in less than 3 or 4 weeks, so he's probably very tense about him not being on the team. And drinking alcohol, like you said, 2 bottles of alcohol, 1 white, and 1 brown. You know, we all know that that's something you don't ever do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so he definitely is trying to cope with something right now, rather him not having a job, quote unquote, or rather is maybe mismanagement of funds, maybe his bills coming up. I don't know. He definitely had a wild, I would say, experience. I mean, he crashed through a construction zone and kept going. He he tried to break into his in-laws' place. He fought with police. He had a canine dog pretty much wrestle him down. He's a big guy, 6'3", 200 pounds. So I'm happy that his wife did step up and was proactive, because she saved his life. I mean, if they didn't know who he was a random black guy, they might have just shot him. So she tried her best to prevent that, and she did a great job despite the 911 dispatcher's lack of empathy or professionalism. Going forward, I don't know. He does need to seek help. I don't see anybody trying to touch him at all going forward as far as having a job this year, maybe next year. But he is 33 years old, and players his age usually retire around 33 to 36. So he's on his last contract, or maybe 2 before he actually retires. So he really messed up his shot of getting a job currently. So hopefully he gets the help he needs mentally and emotionally. Hopefully his family is safe from his future actions, and he has to be accountable. He has to sit down with therapists, mental health workers, and substance abuse people to help him get over what he's going through, because his family should not be unsecure. They need to make sure that he is okay and he has a support team around him going forward.
You know what? That's really well said there too, T. Man, I love this team. Man, y'all amazing. Let me just say something though, because I didn't think of that. And you did point something out that was very, very good there too. One thing that a person hates, men in general, is stopping what they love to do, right? Stopping what they do for a living. They instantly feel like they're useless. They instantly feel like their purpose on this planet is obsolete. Like they're done. The whole idea of the inevitable coming, of especially an athlete, right? Especially an athlete going, oh man, I'm about to retire, and I used to be on top of the world, y'all. I used to be doing this, and this. People would interview me. Everyone would know who I am. Oh my God, it's Richard Sherman. It's Richard Sherman. I'm a well-spoken, tall, athletic black man. I've been doing all these things. I have all these accolades, and then all of a sudden, I'm a free agent, and it's almost that time where I might have to retire soon. Shoot, what do I invest in? A restaurant? Oh, no, I don't want to do that, Ish. Man, see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you start feeling like you're worthless. That's the one thing a man does not want to feel. Sorry to say it like that, of course, and women too. If you're great and good at that one thing, that you feel like you're on this planet to do that thing. Play sports, talk on a microphone, write, whatever, and you suddenly get that ball or those contracts or whatever stripped from you. Absolutely. It's devastating. It's devastating to somebody, especially when they're immobile and they're not doing anything. Like for him, if he's been sitting on his hands, not doing anything, training, doing whatever, he might be feeling like, damn, I ain't feeling nothing. I'm not doing I am useless now. I am useless. What am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with my life? Next thing you know, you turn to the bottle. Or that day is just a low point. You start drinking because you think it's going to numb the pain. You start knocking those things back. Next thing you know, you're mixing your clear with your brown liquors. And then somebody says something that says, remember that one time when you played for such and such? And it just sets you the F off. No reason, no rhyme or reason. But it's because you're so upset, because you're so depressed, because you feel some type of way. This person just happened to say a bunch of words, and they just happen to be some key words that just trigger you. Next thing you know, you have this blind rage, and all you think about is, I need to get to this person to beat that ass, to make him know that I'm still useful, that I can still use my body, that I can still kick some ass, that I'm still Richard Sherman. T, you said it beautifully right there. That does make a lot of sense. Like I said, I don't look at this as CTE. I see this as somebody who was drinking, abused alcohol, with the added information that T just added on top of that. And of course, with everybody, with what everyone else said in the group, because this panel is amazing. You know what I mean? This should be like this every day, but that's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? But you put all those things together, yeah, it's going to go down a very dark rabbit hole of depression, drug abuse or alcohol abuse, and violence. So you're right. You know, T was right, and everybody here is right. I hope that he finds, I hope he's waking up, or he woke up the next day and realized, you know, yesterday, I hope he woke up yesterday and said, okay, I need to talk to somebody. And I need to start putting my whole self into use into something else. You know? Because no matter what, even if he does go back into sports, if he goes back and he signs with another team, so on and so forth, that's only going to be short-lived. The inevitable will be that he's going to have to retire. And then all of his glory days will be of yesterday. So he needs to find something else that's going to make him feel useful, important. Man, like I said, he can always do commentary. You know what I'm saying? He can always go into ESPN or whatever sports channels and do his thing. He's a well-spoken, good-looking man. But he needs to get through this issue. And he needs to seek counseling for sure.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.